Hello, welcome back to Garden Fever. I'm Corey LaFever, your host, coming to you direct from northern Utah in the United States. I'm excited to see you again. I hope you had a great New Year's. I don't know about you, but it's the dead of winter here in the northern hemisphere, and growing plants outside is pretty much not a possibility. So luckily for me, I have lots of plants indoors to grow, and I have a tip that I had just recently learned on the internet that I'd like to share with you. Now, one thing with growing plants indoors is they tend to get leggy. They tend to shoot towards the light. You'll get like a stem, even though you're getting growth, you'll get one stem that's kind of just really long and big, and it doesn't really bush out like you may want. So I'm here to kind of give you some tips and suggestions on doing that. Unless you want to spend a lot of money on grow lights, growing plants indoors can be kind of difficult using natural light. So I tend to do that. I like to keep the price tag as minimal as possible. So a lot of my plants tend to get leggy. So I have a rubber tree back here, and I in the previous months had a tip on how to bush it out, where you prune above the node in between, kind of like a sucker in the joint of the spread, and that tends to bush it out, but it doesn't always work. So mine didn't really do much. So I decided to hit the internet and look for some information, and I found that on a website called Gardening Upbeat. Link will be in the description. I recommend you go visit his YouTube channel. It's got a lot of great information on rubber trees and that family of indoor plants. So with that, I'll get it right away into the tip, and we'll go from there. Alright, as you can see here, to get into the tip, this is my rubber. It looks very good, very healthy. The only problem is it's very leggy. I got one stem that's just kind of shooting straight up. I'd like to bush it out. I did prune it above the node, as you can see here in this clip. However, I would like to bush this out a little bit more. It really didn't. Right here's where I made my cut, and it just, although it did grow out of that, it didn't really do a whole lot. So I hit the internet and looked and found a tip through Gardening Upbeat, and I'm going to try that for you today. Is to take and the idea behind it is to point the branch down. Now you got to be careful not to tip it over or break the branch, so he recommended putting a pole. I got some sticks and stuff, and this is leggy enough that I think I can do it. But tie it down and bring it under, and either attach it to an anchor in the back, or I'm going to run it under and connect it to this behind it, or have it sit on its own weight. And the idea is to push it down, and that'll send a signal to the plant to bush out or shoot other leaves up. So let's go ahead and try that. Okay, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and use its own weight. Just kind of anchor that in. I might have to readjust my plan as I go, but I think I got enough to do this without breaking it. It's kind of nerve-wracking a little bit, I won't lie. But I'm gonna go ahead and point this down. Yeah, see, I feel like I can do it with just this. And go ahead and tie it right here. I'm not gonna tie it tight around the stem itself, but I am gonna, so there's a little bit of looseness there, just because I don't want to damage the stem itself. So I'm going to just kind of tie it into a loop like a noose, and then kind of pull back on this. I hope you can see that. Oh, there we go. And just pull it back. This is probably why he used an anchor in the back rather than just the weight, but and point that stem down just like that. Let me give you a better shot. All right, there we go. I'm just gonna set it like that. I did water it so that the soil will be heavier. That way we don't tip it over. but just to give you an idea, there we go. So I just did that and anchored it in. I will come back with an update and let you know how this works and how this goes. Thank you for watching Garden Fever. I appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe, hit that bell button for future notifications, and let's make the world a paradise, 1 yard at a time.